All right, Justin, what have you played this week?
Alright, so I played a few things, obviously.
Very good.
I didn't really play Tales of Vesperia this week, so yay!
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, sure. Not done finished with it completely, but anyway, I moved on to playing a bit of an old school RPG. This one's on the PlayStation called The Legend of Dragoon.
Oh, that name rings a bell.
Yeah, basically, this one, the battle system in this one has it's a turn-based system, but when you're attacking, you have time-based attacks to complete your attack.
Ah, so more button presses, ergo things from the Paper Mario series.
Yeah, like Paper Mario, that's basically pretty close to what I can compare it to with that. And you have other moves as well, especially when you start unlocking your Dragoon powers. Then you can transform. You basically grow wings, and your suit changes a bit.
The people may be dragons.
Yeah, basically. And then you do a more super powerful move with it for a couple turns or however many that you have that power for. But yeah, the story, it's okay. Anyway, I enjoyed that one for most part. I played several hours in, so I got to taste a bit of it.
Neat.
And then we had a Nintendo Direct midway through the week.
Yes.
For once.
Yes.
And I got to try out Tetris 99, which they released right after the Direct. It's basically Tetris, and you try to survive against 99 other people.
Yeah, it's basically just competitive Tetris.
Hey, kids.
Basically.
Hey kids, do you like all those battle royale games like Fortnite? Well, here's one for Nintendo with Tetris!
Yeah, the best I managed to do on that was, I made it up to 4th place in one of the matches. It gets pretty hard, because at that point, the blocks are moving so fast. So it's pretty hard to, piece things together at that point. And then I played another couple demos that were released around that same time, Daemon X Machina and Yoshi's Crafted World.
Okay, so Yoshi's Crafted World looks beautiful, but I'm not paying full price for it.
That's fine.
No, I love the look of it. It looks so cool, and then when you flip the level and you can see the tape holding things up and stuff, that's really cool.
It's so inventive.
It makes me think of a Paper Mario sort of aesthetic, a more recent Paper Mario aesthetic.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I was thinking kind of like Little Big Planet.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I'm not paying full price for that game. So I won't play it for 10 years because that's when Nintendo will actually discount the price.
Sure. And it plays like a Yoshi's Island or something like that. But no baby. So it's more like Yoshi's Story.
I've never played a Yoshi game.
Well, hey.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yoshi's Story is very kid friendly in a way.
Oh,
it's basically a really easy game anyway. But Yoshi's Island is more geared towards people who want a little bit more difficulty. That game is actually a little difficult.
Okay.
It's the funs.
Dave, what have you been playing?
Not a heck of a lot. It's just been the couple of games I typically keep updated on with Splatoon 2, NARMS, and the typical mogul games I have in mind. But as well as also checking out the Nintendo Direct, I was fairly intrigued with most of the things I saw, as well as the Deus Ex Machina demo, which I have in mind of trying out later on today. But I was definitely intrigued with a couple of new games that are supposedly coming, with the newest one being Astral Chain, the one coming from the creative mind of the gentleman that worked on a lot of different Platinum games like Wonderful 101 and Bayonetta, as well as a gentleman that worked with such games as Nier Automata and Anarchy Reigns. And just seeing the style and other sort of particular things from the trailer, it definitely looks intriguing, but I need some more information before I'm I'm interested or this isn't the game for me. As well as the showing off of The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, which is so flippin' cute!
It is intriguing, and they went with a toy sort of art style.
It's so cute!
Everything looks like a toy in that game, and it's kind of interesting.
So, okay, that was originally like a Game Boy game, right?
Yeah. Started as a Game Boy, then the DX version came out that was able to be played on the Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
Okay, so they can't charge, like, what's the price point for this game going to be?
I would say it's probably going to be a $40 price point.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't imagine they'll price it the same as Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, no.
That would be ridiculous.
With the particular style of the game and with how much was in the original,
it's not a long
I
game.
would be super surprised if they gone any further than $30 to $40 if they went higher.
Yeah, I was thinking like you kind of have to go at like a $30 price point.
Yeah, it's a slightly more of a budget type title, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like at $30 I would probably buy it,
And
but any more than that,
And definitely with how they sort of announced it, with it being, this game has been out for so long, we figured we'd give it a
fresh coat of paint
sort of thing. It definitely sort of seems like, this is a little thing that we can just sort of throw out and be decent for the crowd and whatnot. I think it would just be the question of if they throw in a surprise of any additional content like they did the last time they rebooted it with Link's Awakening DX for the Game Boy Color.
And we're also getting a Super Mario Maker 2 coming out this summer.
It was definitely intriguing to see that, since I didn't exactly take the dive into Mario Maker when it first came out on the Wii U.
I did, and I really enjoyed that game. So I'm actually really looking forward to this. I saw that they added slopes, and I'm like, I'm just going to throw all my money at that. I have to applaud them for actually listening.
All the sliding levels.
Okay, so explain Super Mario Maker to me. Like, is it literally just you get, like, essentially a developer kit and you can make a level and then you play other people's levels?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, there's no story mode or anything?
No story.
Oh, okay.
Well, there is single-player content in the game, like the developer-made levels that you can play, but for the most part, it's a developing kit for levels.
Okay. That's kind of what I assumed, but...
And you can play other people's levels and stuff. It's pretty good. Some people make asshole-ish levels that are just stupidly impossibly hard.
Like the question of if they'd even be able to actually complete the
Yeah,
level.
but the requirement for having such type of level up is the creator of the level has to be able to finish it.
Okay.
So there are things like that to kind of try to get the level up.
Can I make a level that's literally just flat ground all the way to the end?
Unfortunately, yes. It's uncreative, but yeah.
You could do it.
What if I want to make just one big slide and then a jump at the bottom?
Yeah, you can. But
It'd
basically,
be amazing.
yeah. Well, a lot of people ended up making like self-completed levels. Like you don't touch anything on the controller, and the level completes itself.
That's kind of cool.
It is cool that this is a thing, but...
I think there's also cases that I've heard that they've made music levels where specific items or stuff you do causes the level to make a song out of itself.
Yeah, there are like music blocks that when a certain thing, like an enemy or some kind, basically bounces on that platform, it makes a note, and when you're running by, it makes music or whatever. But yeah, there's a thing that you can do in the game too.
I just... Like, it sounds like it would be cool, but I would never pay full price for it.
Fair.
Because, like, you're not really guaranteed anything good. You're kind of at the mercy of the community.
Yeah, basically. I mean, there can be really good community-made levels.
Sure.
There are nuggets there, but you kind of gotta...
You've got to wade through some shit.
Oh, yes.
Which is kind of... You have to wade through a bunch of people like me putting up intentionally shit levels.
Well, I think it just leaves me the question of... Unlocking-wise, do you have to work on getting specific things to creating stuff? Or is it immediately, you get all this stuff and we throw in little dollops of things that would be interesting to go with?
I kind of forget how unlocking things work, but...
But it is a system you gotta unlock some stuff.
I know the different costumes. Some of them can be unlocked by playing like developer levels. Some of them can be unlocked by amiibos, generally. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. So, let's get to what I've been playing this week.
Sure. What have you been playing?
Okay. So, I booted up the PS4, and I noticed that there was a 2K sale on.
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, you know what? I really wanted to play a basketball game.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I
I think we understand this well enough about Paul, but he is a sports video game person.
Yeah.
Sports video games, yes. I can't watch sports on TV. That's painfully boring. But I'll play the games because I enjoy them. So I bought the NBA 2K19, NBA 2K Playgrounds 2, which might be the worst title ever.
Just a little bit. It's a bit of a mouthful.
Yeah.
Bundle, right? So it's two separate games. There's NBA 2K19 and then NBA 2K Playgrounds 2.
What would be the difference between the two?
So NBA 2K19 is like your traditional simulation. Like it's trying to be as close to real basketball as you can be.
Okay.
Playgrounds 2 is, do you remember like NBA Jam?
No, yeah. Going a bit more of the ridiculous route. And
It's much more that.
Okay.
Which I kind of like, I was like, that sounds like fun. Like it's this 2-on-2 game and it offers like couch multiplayer and couch co-op. And I'm like, this could actually be kind of fun. And the gameplay is pretty damn good.
Okay.
The problem is the business behind it.
Oh.
So I want to say this game was $30 or $40 to buy. If you like just bought it regular price without a sale.
Okay.
So you boot up the game and immediately you get hit in the face with microtransactions.
Oh, jeez.
So the one good thing is when I started the game gave me enough points to unlock every player.
Okay.
Which I can only assume was done because enough people got pissed off.
Uh-huh.
Because when I watched a review of this previously, one of the first things they said was, it really sucks that I have to like either spend money or play the game a bunch to maybe unlock players I want. Because it like... So like when I was playing, when it was still downloading, but it's like, you know, you can play, but not every mode.
Mm-hmm.
You go in and not everything's unlocked. And it's super frustrating because I'm like, oh, I want to play, like, we'll use the Toronto Raptors as an example. I go over, I want to play as a Raptors player. They're not unlocked. Fuck you, give us money.
Ugh.
Finally, when the game finishes downloading, it's like, oh, here's enough points to buy all the players. So I've got all the players, okay, fine. But there's still, like, it's just, there's so many microtransactions in the game. And, like, I get that this is only a $30 or $40 game, but I think the part that pisses me off the most about it is there's literally a trophy that rewards you for microtransactions.
Oh god.
So there's a thing in the game where you can buy like packs of cards,
Right.
and you get a trophy after you buy 10 packs, and you get another trophy after you buy 25. Now technically, you can buy these using in-game currency that you earn by playing the game.
Okay. There's
But-
that at least.
But packs start at, I want to say, 5,000 points. And you earn roughly 100 points for each game you play.
Yeah.
So if you want to get 100% trophies in this game,
Without paying a cent.
you
or
are going to
anything.
be playing for months. And this is not a game that you're going to play for, like, a long time. Like, it's very much like, I'm going to play a game or two and then do something else. And I really hate the business model behind it. Like, the game's fun, and I enjoy it, but it's like, I don't want to give you money. I already gave you money to buy the game.
You gave money for purchasing the game. Why do you have to do that to unlock the players and all that shit?
Or, like, if the game was, like, super cheap, like, if it was, like, $5, and then...
If it was a free-to-play game, then I might, consider, okay, fine.
Yeah, like, if I got all the players, and it was, like, free-to-play or super cheap, like $5 or $10, and there was microtransactions, okay, fine. The fact that it was $30, I don't remember if it's $30 or $40, that's what pissed me off. I'm like, this game wasn't that hard to develop. Like, it looks decent, but it's a very cartoony style. They're not trying to make it look realistic.
It's built to be like a mobile game, but you pay money for.
Yeah, but, like, even mobile games that have, like, microtransactions that are paid, you don't pay $30 for a mobile game.
Very true.
You
It's
pay, like,
mostly either free
$5
to play or something cheap for
Yeah.
it. But I think that's kind of the issue I sort of see with that, where they take on the moniker of that sort of style of game, but keep it around the same price range as the games for its systems. Because mostly my thought is, what would your thought be if this game had absolutely no microtransactions, but was more of a full-priced I think it's around $60 or $70 typically for
Nobody
games
would
like
buy
that.
this for $50 or $60.
Yeah, for up around that price.
It's fun, but it's very much the kind of thing where I'm gonna play it for an hour and then I'm gonna put it aside, and then if I had somebody over and it was like, hey, let's play a multiplayer game that we can just play on the couch, this would be a fun thing to play a couple of games and then go on to something else. It's not something you're gonna spend a lot of time in. Like the regular NBA 2K series, you can invest a lot of time in because there's like you create your own character and there's like progression and you can increase your stats and there's like stuff going on. This game, it's basically just it's 2-on-2 and you can do ridiculous shit because physics doesn't really exist.
Yes.
And you can literally just elbow people in the face, which is very satisfying.
Yeah.
But you could never. It would be like if they tried to sell like one Mario Party minigame as a full price game.
Ah, okay.
It's like, you remember Bombsketball in like the original Mario Party?
Of course.
It would be like if they made it like a proper like basketball game, and then we're like, now pay us for it. You couldn't do it. So the price point is fine. It's the microtransactions that piss me off.
I suppose. And I guess the only other question would be if there was something they changed within the system so it didn't take you a half century to actually go and get all the particular things you need. It probably could be remedied a bit. But
the business doesn't want to do that.
No. It's Battlefront 2 of basketball games. Like it's yeah, it's bad. Like the core gameplay is really fun, but you have to wade through a puddle of shit. So yeah, that's NBA 2K Playgrounds 2, which is the worst game title ever.
yeah.
They should get rid of the 2K. It's too many 2s in the title. If it was NBA Playgrounds 2, that'd be fine.
But if there's anything past 2 2s, then it just goes a little
It just
crazy.
sounds weird. NBA 2K Playgrounds 2. It does not sound right.
That doesn't roll off the tongue very well.
No. NBA
it
Playgrounds 2, much nicer.
Yeah.
Anyway, do either of you have anything else to talk about this week?
No, I think the only other thing is just from that discussion of going into trading card sort of mechanic. Because just with the cards mechanic that you mentioned within that game just brings the thought of other sorts of cards or other sort of systems like that. Where no matter what, it's going to have those games because they've been around for ages. And other companies have done it in certain ways that it works. But
No, but like, okay, so as an example is like EA, which is not a company I am a fan of, but they have their FIFA series, and they have what they call My Ultimate Team, which is like very much like that card-based kind of thing, but it's its own separate game mode. It's not the whole game. It's a part of the game. So if you want to just play soccer, you can just play soccer and not deal with My Ultimate Team. If you want to get into My Ultimate Team, go ahead, you can play it. But it's not forced on you. Which works a lot better to me because I'm like, I'm just going to ignore this nonsense because I don't care about it. I'll just play the game. So like that way EA's done a much better job of kind of balancing that. Where it's like, hey, this is an option if you want to get into it, but if it's not your thing, boop, here's the full game.
Yeah. And I think just aside from that, what sort of specific content would make the most amount of people happy to go with microtransactions that isn't going to horribly destroy gameplay like with
if the game is
other
free to
backgrounds?
play.
Even if it's like okay, so if I were to make a sports game, like hypothetically, let's say like an NBA game, and I wanted to put microtransactions in the game, even if it's a full price game, if you do microtransactions which are like, oh hey, pay us like $1 or $2 and you can get like this classic team. Like you can get like the 1992 Chicago Bulls for 99 cents. Most people wouldn't complain about that because it's not really going to affect the game. It's just kind of like extra stuff. Or like, hey, you want this alternate uniform that like, or like jersey that this team wore. You pay us 99 cents and you can have it. That's fine.
I have an issue with microtransactions in general.
Yes.
With anything like that.
I'm not... Okay, so I'm not pro microtransactions. I'm just saying there's a better way to integrate them that won't piss as many people off. Because I don't think I've... Oh, no, I tell a lie. I have paid for one microtransaction in a game. And that didn't bother me.
Well, yeah. I mean, there are some, like, free-to-play games that I might say, like, yeah, I'll pay a little bit of money towards the game because I still enjoy it or something like that.
Yeah. Like, the only one I can ever remember doing was in a WWE game where it was, like, pay 99 cents and you get Steve Austin. And I was like, well, I want to play as Steve Austin, so I'll pay you the 99 cents.
Yeah, exactly. If you're paying the money if you know you're actually getting that as well, then yeah, you would pay money for that.
Yeah. But, like, yeah, microtransactions as a business model annoys me. Especially on, like, a game that I'm already paying for.
Yeah, for sure.
Because on the one hand, if it goes too high, it's a question of why do I just need to pay this additional fee to get content to actually go with the game I paid to play. And with other cases, even with your sort of model, it kind of seems a bit more like nickel and diming people for additional sorts of money. But as it all kind of sits, there's going to be someone with a ridiculous amount of money that can actually drop that sort of stuff without causing too much of a hassle to either themselves or the entire game.
Yeah, like, my way is nickel and diming, but it's like, it's alternate or extra content.
Exactly. It's not causing the player to get additional stats or any sort of thing that's going to make them better at the game.
Or worse, it could be loot boxes.
Oh, fucking...
Yeah.
They put those into a bunch of games and I hate it.
I know. That's absolutely stupid. That's the thing.
Well, it sort of falls under the moniker in my brain as card packs, where being kids of the 90s and going through Pokemon cards, I'm sure...
Yeah, but you're paying for
that.
the base game is a problem.
Yeah, like, you didn't, like, buy a box of Pokemon cards and then they're like, hey... Like, that's not a great analogy, but, like, you know what I mean. Like, you didn't pay for, like, the Pokemon handbook, and then they're like, by the way...
like this. Like, you buy the Pokemon card game video game, and now you have to pay more money to this video game to get card packs.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It is a terrible business model.
One of the worst implementations of loot boxes I've come across is in I forget what year it was, but one of the WWE games. If you wanted to unlock certain moves, you had to buy loot boxes.
Oh.
Now, you could do it, again, with in-game currency.
Okay, so it's not
But like you said with the other thing, like, it takes a lot of grinding to get even, like, one.
And like, the most frustrating thing was it's not like you pay, like, you buy these loot boxes and you might unlock some, like, crazy move that, like, you probably don't really care about. It's like, oh, no, you have to unlock a pile driver. Or you have to unlock, like, really, like, generally basic moves. And, like, that was super frustrating because it impacted your ability to create your character.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I can't put the moveset I want on this character because I haven't paid you money.
Well, the only other thing that I could supposedly think of is, instead of having a box sort of system, taking your wrestling sort of game as an example, with that sort of thing... Say it's still the case that it's technically a box, but with opening it, it gives you a list of what specific things you want, but you only have a limited number that you can choose from. And occasionally, you can pick an extravagant one of one particular move you want to get.
No, I hate it.
Still...
So, here's the thing. Like, for a wrestling game especially, I hate any time that... And, like, the new games do this, and I still hate it. Is they put, like, you have to unlock moves. And that... is the worst thing that's ever happened to these games.
I suppose.
Because the minute I boot the game up, I want to be able to create my character, and I want to create them with the moveset I want. Yeah. I don't want to have to unlock a moveset.
Yeah, and they try to nickel and dime you just to get there.
Because having to unlock a moveset is inherently unfun, because I'm now playing with moves I don't want to use.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can do a suplex, and I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to just do a suplex. I want to do a German suplex. Or I want to do a pile driver. But no, you can't.
So it's a bit of a question of not so much giving you something to build up to in that sort of game sense. It's more that you prefer something where... I wouldn't say toy box, but it's a case of, here's all the particular things you need to build the rest of that you want to have fun and do the things with that. But yeah, I suppose it would.
I would think like older Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games would have, a better idea of how to actually build your character with a proper move set in that case. Because I think you still unlock moves as you progress, but
Do you?
I think so.
I think from what I can remember, I believe it was the Tony Hawk Underground series. Starting the game, starting with a particular amount of stats with your character, and as you did certain things, you gained stats with what you did.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, I always go back to, the Fire Pro Wrestling series, which you've played one of them.
I think I have that on the Xbox 360 and messed around with the early bits of it.
So, the Fire Pro Wrestling series is great because it is, infinitely customizable. You can literally do anything in that game, and they don't try to nickel and dime you with shit.
It's like a Japanese face game, right?
Yeah, it's done by Spike.
Yeah, Spike Chunsoft.
Yes. And that game's great because you can create any character you want. There's this crazy good character creation suite, and you have tons. It's just really well done. Mm-hmm. If you're a wrestling fan and you haven't played that game, go buy it because it's really good, even though it'll piss you off because it is fucking difficult.
Right.
Yes.
Because it is all about timing.
Yeah.
You cannot spam button presses in that game.
Yeah.
Because you will get fucked up. But anyway, do either of you have anything else to add?
No, I guess this topic went way off topic.
Yeah,
a little
diving
bit,
into that sort of particular stuff. But it's a wonderful case of, oh hey businesses, you still gotta work on this bloody model.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't work. And, it's proven by other developers that it's kind of stupid, because I use this example a lot. The Witcher 3, you paid, $80 for the game, and you got this massive game that's, 100 hours long or whatever, and then, oh, hey, by the way, you can buy our expansion pack if you want. It's $25, and it doubles the length of the game. Mm-hmm. Or adds, an extra 50 hours or something. Mm-hmm. And then, during, after the game released, they were like, oh, hey, the game's been out for a month. Here's a new free quest. Just go play it.
Yeah,
that's available
fine.
to everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like that sort of thing.
Yeah, and their expansions that were $25 were the size of most regular games.
Yeah.
Which is great, because awesome. Yeah, so until next week, I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Justin.